Now when I go out on the track, it's more I'm thankful, and I'm thankful that I can be out there to run.
Andru Dixon, a senior football and track athlete at Archer High School, has used that determination and newfound perspective to fuel his track success. He was a member of the 4x100 meter relay that finished third in state and the 4x200 meter relay that broke the school record. But up until that point, a lot transpired in just 1 year.
Journey started last year when I first got diagnosed, and it was a lot of nights, sad, wondering why.
It started in middle school when Andrew started experiencing stomach pain, and at that time, doctors believed his symptoms could be anxiety related. For his junior football season, Andrew spent the off-season getting stronger in the weight room, but mid-season he was sidelined due to an injury. Some loss of muscle mass was expected, but Dixon's 30-pound weight loss in 1 month could have not been predicted. And that is when he and his family began to search for more answers.
I was devastated when they first diagnosed him with Crohn's. I think in the back of my mind when the journey started for the diagnosis, I think I kind of knew, but it's kind of like as a mom, you feel like you pass that on.
Andrew's mom and his two siblings also have Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease is a type of inflammatory bowel disease that can cause swelling in your digestive tract. Symptoms varying from abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. Andrew's delayed diagnosis came a couple of months before the start of his senior football season.
Crohn's disease causes scarring in the intestine, and you can develop strictures which won't go away depending on, despite the fact that you need medication.
Despite his symptoms, Andrew chose faith over fear to finish the football season with his brothers.
And so my goal as a mom and his personal nurse was to keep him anti-inflammatory, but not necessarily ibuprofen because that messes up the stomach. So that's when my herbs came into play.
But that stomach pain was the main thing. It was rough. It would be constantly if I ate something when I would eat. If I went without eating, it's constantly just a problem throughout my day.
And still, he found a way to play the entire football season. In December 2022, Andrew underwent the procedure with the goal of being ready for his senior track season in February of 2023.
The average time I would say most kids that have this operation are in the hospital about a week, 6 to 7 days. He stayed a couple days longer.
The long days in the hospital had its challenges.
We think he's doing well 3 days in, and then all of a sudden he gets a fever. And then his blood pressure, his needle placement, because he's getting, lots of meds, he's not eating. So he's getting several different things running through. His IV blew. Then every day it was like something new.
At that point, I was more worried about my life than trying. At that point,
Andrew was finally able to eat on the 10th day and started to gain his strength day by day to sit up and take steps in the hospital. And it was his faith, family, and friends that kept him encouraged to keep pushing for the goal to return on the track. But there was also some fear.
A horrible track season last year. I didn't PR one time. I didn't even hit my record again. So it was a bad track season. So with that in mind, I was also scared that I was gonna have a repeat of last year and just have a bad season.
Andrew was finally discharged from the hospital with just a month away from the beginning of the track season. The daily walks with his mom and core workouts began to help build his endurance.
My endurance, I feel like I didn't have all my power and my speed there.
Rough day for them on that first day of practice, but especially so for Drew because he hadn't mastered how much calories he needs to be eating throughout the day. I had some doubts and concerns in the back of my mind just because I had never had an athlete that had gone through something like what Drew had been dealing with. But we sat down and we talked, and I said, Drew, I need you.
Those fears fueled Andrew during his first track meet, getting a personal record time with additional PRs throughout the season to help his relay team compete in state.
He was so ecstatic, he even got emotional after one of the times he PR'd. So we did something, I said, to God be the glory. So on the back of his track jersey, it's a number 2, the letter G, BG, to God be the glory, with a dove. And we put that so that he always gives him the glory, because this is just amazing recovery.
But in between that success, Andru continued his weekly long-hour treatments to manage his condition. But all of the life adjustments never dimmed Andru's light and success.
Just really a wonderful, wonderful human. He's, willing to go whatever it takes to get better. And I think that's why he's such a good student, such a good athlete, and such a good person, because that's his attitude towards everything.
And that mentality has allowed Andru to shine on and off the track. He was named the Archer's Tiger Award, which recognizes a student athlete who has exemplified excellence in and out of the classroom.
That's kind of Drew's season in a nutshell right there. Everybody, including myself, sometimes might count him out or might have some doubts about what he can and can't do. And no matter what, he somehow, some way, he keep finding himself a way onto that line.
The bad thing that's happened to me, I feel like it's more of a stepping stone than a hindrance. I feel like I went through a lot just so I can get to such a high where I'm trying to get to.
And while Andru has crossed one finish line, new goals are ahead: to attend college to study mechanical engineering with plans of running.